Hello everyone, this is Hodora and we are back with Chaos Zero Nightmare. Today I'm just here to complain about how bad the new event is in my opinion, right? And that event is down here, the Great Rift. If you don't unlock this, to unlock this you need to finish chapter 2 of the seasonal story. This one, right? Chapter 2 about Chizuru. Finish chapter 7 and then this gonna unlock the Great Rift. Let me explain a little bit of the what is this event about first before we go into the problem that I have with this. So this is a combat event. This is a battle event. You need 2 teams to complete in this one. So the first team count at Vanguard, second team count at Rearguard. Basically you fight the same boss, but Vanguard gonna fight the boss with one mechanic. Rearguard is gonna be a different mechanic. So these 2 teams we need to have different strategy to tackle the boss, right? And there is some bonus, of course, for correct element and some specific type of card. Most of your score, the combat score that you can get from this event, only count the damage. There is some bonus, but only for the Rearguard, the team 2, right? The Rearguard will get bonus score from healing, from blocking with shield, outside of the damage. Now, here come the problem, right? The first problem. The first phase 1. You finish phase 1 whenever you kill the boss or you run out of turn. So the score of phase 1 is locked. It is capped. As hell, it doesn't matter how fast you kill the boss. The score you will cap at 159. Let me check. No, 168. Whatever. Oh, this is not. Oh, I cannot see the first and second phase. That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna cap at 169,000 point. So basically, you want to clear the phase 1 as fast as possible. Well, 5 turns because you can pass your turn from phase 1 to phase 2. Phase 1 have 10 turns. Phase 2 only have 5 turns. If you clear phase 1 fast, whatever turn left over will be add to the phase 2 at maximum of 5. So I tell you the first problem I have with this one already, right? Phase 1 is capped at 159,000. Why is that a problem? Well, if we go to the lift reward and record reward, right? If you are kind of completionist or want to complete all of this reward, you need to get at least 500,000 from one run. But the first phase only give you 150. You need to get 350 more just from the second phase. Right, just from the second phase. That is not balanced in my opinion. The idea of this that have 2 phase, combined score, the turn cap, whatever. The idea is good. Execution is kind of questionable. At least I think phase 1 should have more higher cap than this. I'm not talking about trying to get high rank, right? High rank can reach 1 million or whatever. I don't care about that. I only care about get all of these participation reward and all of this. Of course, I managed to barely get them, but I don't feel like if you try hard, if you not try hard, I don't think you can get 500,000 unless you follow the guide to the T and use cheesy team. Like what I see I use right now, Mika Tracer. That is the second problem that I have with this one, is that the team that are available to tackle phase 2, right? there is only 2 teams, maybe 3, but the second and the third team are kind of weak compared to the first one. The first team, if you go to the ranking, you're gonna see what first team I'm talking about, right? You can see everyone using them, all the top 100 using them. Tracer, Cassius, Mika, or maybe change Cassius for Hugo. That is the number 1 team you need to tackle the second phase. Number 2 is Melin with Dragon Spy build type of deck that have a lot of hit. Number 3 is Chizuru. Chizuru, if you build her strong enough, she can get above 500,000, but you have no chance complete with Tracer in higher rank, right? And that is another problem, right? Because the team that available for phase 2 is kinda restrictive. You might argue that all these, well, at least Teresa and Mika are free. If you're lucky, you can get Cassius. If not, you can do it like me. I use Ray and able to push above 500,000. I building Cassius right now, so I can push this higher if I try, but that is not the point. The point is that you need to build these 2 to get higher score. Well, Mika is kinda like a wheelchair for everyone, so I assume you guys should build Mika already. Tracer is another problem, because if you want to compete, even in my build, right? In my build, Tracer need to have at least 2 copy of this Epiphany of Shadow Reload, right? When you get 1 Shadow Dagger, you need at least 2 copy, ideally 3, optimally 4. And that is another problem. This might be the problem of the entire game, is that try to do a target farming for specific save data is really time consuming and might put a lot of people out of enjoying the game, right? Because to be honest, I just managed to get 2 copies of this, and I do this for like 2 or 3 days to get 2 copies save data. It's not easy. If you're lucky, it might be easy, but it's not easy for me. That is another problem. Otherwise, it's their first time doing this, so yeah, just kind of complain, and I hope they're gonna do this better on the second part, right? This is only the first half. The second half gonna happen in less than 3 weeks. This will stay for 3 weeks, and if you don't unlocking this yet, let me show you. There is a weekly cumulative reward as long as you get 500,000 per week. This is cumulative, so you don't need to get 500 for 1 run. You can do like 100 for 5 run and do only in like normal or hard difficulty. That is fine. You're gonna get all of these reward, right? These free crystal 12, 19, 27 free crystal per week for 3 weeks. So that is what? 27, so 500, not 500, 800 crystal for free, as long as you keep repeating this, even if you don't have high score. That is nice. This is a nice reward. This is not. In order to manage to get the last 50 crystal, if you can, you need to get 500,000. And to get 500,000, you need to build a really specific team with a really specific deck and combo. Is that a good idea? Is that a good design? In my opinion, I would say no, right? Even just for 500,000, right? I will not argue if this team is what it needs to stay in like master rank, right? Top 1%, diamond even top 3%. That's fine. That's fine that you need to push to like the top or optimize that much to get to like top 100, top 1% or top 3% of the entire player base. But 500,000 is what you should get just from complete the mission. This should not need this much optimization to get, right? This shouldn't take this much optimization to get at all, as long as you build a team that has strategy to tackle this boss, of course. I will talk about the boss and the guy for that later, not today. We're gonna just complaining for today. Because if you're looking at my previous team that not using this cheesy team, right? I managed to get 440. So close to get all the reward. And you know what would be really good and help this a lot to push to 500? If they get or give the phase 1 combat score scaling and cap them at 250 instead of 150, right? Because if you want us to reach 500,000, at least balance the two phase score to be equal, or at least half of them on the first and another half on the second one, right? That would be a lot better in my opinion. And that would mean you don't need to optimize the team this much to get high enough score, right? Not like the top, but high enough score. Because as you can see, this team is not like any optimal. This is not top tier team at all. What I use, like Yuki, Selena, Magna. This is nonsense team. Lenore, Chizuru. Yeah, this is another nonsense team. But it can push to like 400 something. And if the first phase is 250, then this will go to 540 for sure. That is easy. Well, easy for anyone who have a good build, good deck. Doesn't need to optimize the team, doesn't need to try to cheese the game. Of course, if you are not at end game yet or a casual, it's fine to not get 500, I assume, because you are casual, right? As long as you participating in the event. Because this is one good thing about this event. I need to give them a compliment for this. As long as you participate in the event, even in top 100%, right? Even at bronze, the reward is not that different. You are gonna get 5 crystal rings for your prismatic row, and the other 2 currency that give as a reward is not that much different, right? It's like go up by 20% per rank until the master. Only big difference is just the icon. Well, just a sticker that you gonna use on your save data. Nothing to be worried about, and it's just the boss icon on the emblem. It's not that good. But if you want to complete, then you have something to brag about, right? I can assume that you're gonna get this together with previous color. Otherwise, I'm gonna stay in diamond. I feel like diamond color is actually more beautiful than master. Alright, I think that is all for me that I want to complain about this mode. And mostly my stress coming from trying to build Tresa and Mika. I don't use Mika at all, and I don't use Tresa either. I try to stay away from using any cheesy team, cheesy build. But now that I build Mika and somewhat build Tresa, I will go all in and build Cassius and try to push the score. And the guy gonna be up after I done with that. But yeah, that is all for me today. You can share your opinion about this event and any difficulty you have in this event. I believe community manager gonna at least look at the video and might do a feedback from the comment. So any one of your comment gonna be read and I gonna forward them, try to at least express them to the community Discord, right? Not the community Discord, content creator Discord, yeah. And hopefully they're gonna do it better next time, because the event in general, the event idea, the idea of completing, the idea of getting all this reward is good. It's just that the execution is kind of subpar in my opinion. Alright, I yapped more than enough, so that is all for me today. I hope you have fun playing video game. Good luck with your gacha and see you again next time. For now, bye bye.